Good morning from Mexico City. It is bright and early right now, and today we're going to be going to the city of Teotihuacan. And basically there's a big majestic archaeological site, and it has one of the largest pyramids in the world, the Pyramid of the Sun, and there's also the Pyramid of the Moon and temples and all that stuff. So we're actually waiting for our tour group right now. We're going to be taking a van. I think it's about a 50-minute drive. So yeah, we're just waiting for them. And this background though, our meeting point is just beautiful.
Yeah, we're literally staring at the Monument of the Revolution.
Yeah.
Right across the way.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yep.
Look at that. The sun's kind of hitting it. It is freezing right now.
Come on. I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
Goosebumps.
We had a 6 a.m. wake up call, and
Yeah.
Chase and I don't get up that early. So by the time we actually get up and get outside in Mexico City, it's like what, 10, and it's warm.
Yeah, fair enough.
So right now it's like jacket weather, probably like
yeah.
what temperature?
Yeah.
15 maybe?
It's cold. I don't know. I would even
Ooh.
say maybe 10.
Yeah.
It feels like almost 10 or
It's
something.
a little, we're not used to this. A little
Maybe
bit.
a single digit weather. That's Celsius, by the way.
Our van is here. I'm so excited to get out of the cold. I'm being a little wimp right now.
Just watch, they'll have the AC blasting in there. The UXO back there saved our life, actually.
Yeah, we actually went and we're like, we need stuff at the UXO. I just got a little bag of popcorn because I wanted to like warm up a bit. All right, so we have arrived. Everyone's just taking a little potty break. And then we're going to continue on with our tour. We actually booked this tour through Airbnb. So of course we'll put all the details in the description below if you guys want to check it out. But this guy's making, what does that sound?
That we saw them at Day of the Dead. It's like they're doing like a tiger sound or something. It makes some sort
Is
of
it a
animal
tiger
sound.
sound? Like, it's
Some
not a
sort of cat. Yeah. They're trying to keep us together.
Yeah. Look
Wow.
at that. That sounds more like a bird to me.
Really?
That's not a tiger.
To each your own. If you look at what the device looks like, I think it's more of a tiger.
Let
If
us
you-
know. Let us know, guys. What does that sound like to you? Because a tiger sounds a lot more tigery and aggressive. I wonder which one that one is far in the distance.
The space goes on for miles, really.
Welcome you all to Teotihuacan. My name is Steffi and I am going to be with you today. I am Gabby and I'm going to be with you guys on the second section. It used to have rivers, lakes, volcanoes, mountains, etc. So they are going to have a lot of resources in all this area. That's why they took the decision to start this new civilization that is going to be called the Teotihuacans. But the Teotihuacan period as a real organized civilization or a real organized city happened from the year 1 to the 650 after Christ. 1 after Christ to the 650, 700 more or less. But then in the year 700 they completely disappeared. And this is still a mystery. Scientists, they really don't know what happened to the Teotihuacans. So your mission today also is try to find out what happened to them.
So super interesting. This is one of the first archaeological sites in Mexico that was undiscovered. She was telling us a kind of a sad story that when they started to discover and uncover the ruins and all that, there were people that maybe weren't so qualified that came in, and when they were excavating, a lot of the like paintings and everything got removed because
They might have even used
dynamite. And so that's why she said you don't see a lot of like the paintings, and like that's why a lot of the history is gone, is because some parts of it were not properly excavated. So that's super interesting. But wow, this is gonna be pretty cool.
It's gigantic.
We're just walking to one of the most famous spots, she said. Most important spots.
All this area that we have in here is called the Citadel, and this is a very good idea to represent the architecture of Teotihuacan. Why? Because usually when we have a main patio surrounded by buildings, if you see the main patio is completely closed by buildings. When we have this type of architecture, this means that this was a restricted area, just for specific ceremonies, and just the people who is going to perform the ceremonies are going to enter to this place. The buildings that we have on the sides, those were administrative and political buildings. Then in the center we have an altar that has staircases facing each cardinal point, and after the altar we have the main temple in this part of the city.
So this is why Teotihuacan became so popular, is because this is obsidian, and there was a volcano on that mountain, if you can tell, and when it erupts, this is what it creates. They created weapons out of this. So that's super cool. I've never seen
I also
or held something like this.
don't think every volcano eruption creates this. I think it has to do with like the heat or something very special about these ones being so powerful that it created this. Jeez. So they used to make a lot of weapons and be able to trade them.
Yeah.
And that's why they were king of this domain.
Yeah, she's telling us so much amazing information. Like, this is kind of one of those tours where you can't show it all. You just have to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, there's just a lot of cool history about this place. So that's really exciting so far. I love doing this kind of stuff.
One of the cool pieces of information is the god of the creator, or something about a creator god that they believe in, which was like a serpent body but then has feathers.
Yeah.
And as we're walking up here, she's asking us if we can see that in this temple, right?
Everybody was like, no.
No.
And she's like, okay, maybe we need to get
But
closer.
I think it was constructed to be for this god.
They removed the first wall, and in this space they found thousands and thousands of objects. Then they removed the second wall, and they found more objects. In total, in the sacred tunnel, they found around 200,000 objects. What type of objects? For example, new weapons and new tools made of obsidian. They found imperial jade. The imperial jade is not from Mexico. The imperial jade comes from Guatemala. Imagine, Guatemala is 1,100 kilometers from here. At that time that expeditions were by walking, imagine all the effort that they need to make to do the trading with Guatemala.
So right underneath the Temple of the Feather Serpent is what this is. And perfectly in the center of the temple is where this chamber is. People from all around, like far away, came here to become a god. How do you say this temple's name? The Teotihuacan? You say it better.
The temple's name or the temple of the
The
city?
place.
Oh gosh, this is the temple. Teotihuacan.
Means turning man into God. And a lot of leaders around the area, I think for 250 years, came to this area to go into that chamber. Only special people could go in there to become a god or a leader.
Yeah.
So that's why there's so many artifacts in there, because they would bring goods to be able to do these rituals or performances in that cave.
That's wild. And it was
Yeah.
it was discovered in 2003. Then I think some of the artifacts were more discovered in like 2011.
Yeah.
And then there was walls, and they had them completely blocked off. But I think it's I think it's not known why they made those permanent walls.
Yeah. And that's all right there.
Yeah.
You could enter
Like
right
under-
there.
Yeah, you used to be able to go down in there, but they're doing research now, so it's blocked off. But that would have been so cool to like go under there and see
For sure.
that tunnel.
And it's because it's like even the floor has a bunch of drawings and stuff too. So that's what they're doing at the moment.
Climb the temple. These look steep.
Yeah.
They're steep stairs.
Who's watched the Apocalypto where they chop off the head and kick it down the stairs?
That movie actually, that's like your mom's favorite movie.
Yeah.
That view is just incredible.
Yeah, look at the faces and stuff.
Oh wow, that is so neat.
Nice. This is really, really cool.
I would say that's excavated pretty good myself. No, I'm sure there's actually a lot that's gotten, but
You want here or here? What you prefer?
Nice.
Now you are going to go here in this second layer.
This cool spot to relax.
yeah.
Looking over this.
The head that we have in the center of each layer, this one that has this kind of petals, this is the head of the snake surrounded by feathers. These petals are the feathers. Also on the head, the heads on the rail, also the heads on the rail are representing the head of the snake surrounded by feathers, but in most of them the feathers are completely gone or super deteriorated. And finally, we can see the body of the snake on the bottom of each layer. You see the body of the snake enter into the pyramid.
So where we're sitting right now, this is going to be the most well-preserved pyramid that you'll see.
This is original, baby.
Yeah.
And a really cool thing about in Mexico, when they have to do stuff like refurbish it, they put little small stones, so they're not trying to hide it.
Yeah.
But this has no small stones and it's all original.
Yeah, like if you see when it looks like that, then it's Yeah, like original, and people can't go down there because obviously they want to preserve it.
They were letting, but too many people were
yeah.
touching the statue head.
Yeah.
And, you know, people were ruining
Yeah,
it.
but if you can imagine, they did sacrifices here, and it was believed that if you did a sacrifice, or if you got sacrificed, you'd go right up to the celestial world. That's how like life would continue on. I mean, you could help like friends and family from the celestial world. So yeah, heads chopped, boom, right there. That's wild.
Yep. Yeah, they had totally different versions of sacrifice depending on if they're going for the sun or if they needed rain, if drought was going on.
Yeah.
It's really cool information you learn on this tour.
And really interesting, some people will sacrifice themselves.
That's the sun one, and they prepare for 1 year.
Yeah, they'll be treated like a king for 1 whole year, knowing that like when that year's up, it's just wild. It's wild. I couldn't even imagine that. Like, okay, I have 1 year to live, and then I'm gonna be. I mean, for them it'd be great, right? But like in our human lifetime, for me, I'm like, I don't want to die.
What age do you start at? I'll do it at 60. I've lived a good life.
Yeah,
I'll do it now.
I'll do it later in life. Yeah, just so cool. So much cool history. So much cool information. And yeah, this is one of the most like important places. A lot of people really love the Pyramid of the Sun and the Moon, but she really stresses that this is one of her favorite spots. This view is just absolutely beautiful. You have the pyramids in the back, the valleys, mountains, and everything you see in the citadel was made from bone, stone, and wood. So that's like the main things they used to construct this area.
It's because they were back one age. She was like explaining over in this side of the world. They were
Well,
like
with
back
Europe.
there was like the Stone Age and the
With the
all
Romans.
the different ages.
Yeah, she brought it back into Europe where the Romans were
They were ahead
one
in
step
time.
ahead.
Yeah.
And these guys were one step back.
And
so.
the only, like we were saying before, the volcanoes are what brought them to like having this power, and obviously the religious views on this temple
Yeah.
here.
Hopefully this is making sense. There's so much information that
Yeah.
we're just trying to piece this together in a bit of a storyline.
Okay,
Funny.
a big gust of wind ready for Shelby to go down
I
this.
feel like I'm always falling off camera, so now whenever we go down something that's sketchy, Chase always turns the camera on
Yeah,
because he's
I
like,
gotta catch this.
can't miss it.
Yeah.
Shelby's gonna fall.
Well, if her mom asked, what happened? Did you push Shelby down the stairs? No, this is the truth.
She was coming down from a pyramid temple. He pushed me.
Perfect. Dog gang, dog gang. These guys are actually at the entrance. They're following us.
So many cute dogs.
So now we're heading back. Get to use the restroom one more time. And then we're going in the van to the Temple of the Moon.
Yeah. Coffee is a flowing. Shelby's gonna be going.
Oh God, nice rhyme. My goodness. Any more for us? Nope.
I'm ready for lunch because I want to munch.
Oh God. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
We have made it to our next destination. The incense are alive and true right now.
Your favorite?
Smelling amazing. I've gotten so used to it now after being to Bali twice.
Yeah. If Bali can be pretty overwhelming, you know? It's like
you get
lot of
you get the like sense sensitivity and then the little headache going on, but
Here it's like here and there and it's nice.
Yeah.
And now we're with Gabby. We were with Steph before. So we're doing our second little half of the tour.
depending on how big the tour group is, they separate it just so their voices have a chance to
Yeah,
rest.
because I was asking Steph, I was like, do you do this every day? And she said, yeah, they have Wednesdays off and the weekends, but other than that, she does it every day. And it was really nice because she's really passionate about it, and you can definitely tell when she's talking. I almost choked on my spit there.
So they actually had one of the most advanced drainage systems of the time. And then this actually used to be kind of like a pool. They used to be living in style here.
Yeah, but they still use this drainage system still works
Yeah.
to collect water. And also something really interesting to like build the stones is, I don't know if you guys have heard of Nepales, I'm sure you probably have, is cactus. That slime acts as a natural waterproof. So they'd like put that on there. She was just talking about like frescoes, paintings, addresses that they'd put on the stone, and then they'd use that Nepales cactus slime to act as a waterproof. So she explained that whole area as like a place where higher up people would live. She kind of described it as if it were the White House, because a lot of the Teotihuacan people live kind of like on the outskirts, but this would have been like the big shebang White House. So obviously nobody lives here now.
Well said.
The right side is reconstructed Well, when and who reconstructed it at Jorge Acosta in the 1960s. The pieces are original. Probably what is not original is where they're positioned nowadays. Enter to my temple.
That's an old previous temple in there. There's so much history here. It's insane, and it's crazy that it's layered from the people before and then the people that found it and lived here after, and how it all intertwines.
Are they all different animals or are they all birds?
No, they're different animals. One replicates the jaguar, one replicates the eagle, one the hummingbird, one the coyote, and the most weirdest one is the death.
So the view from here, though, let's talk about that. My goodness, this is cool. You know,
I
if
don't know
you,
if people are gonna come at me for this, but it almost like reminds me of like Angkor Wat vibes, you know?
oh
You're like,
yeah,
no, it's not.
Angkor Wat had a lot more, what do you call it, carvings, statues.
Just the type of stone.
Yeah,
and, like,
for
the
sure.
way it's designed.
Yeah, certain areas.
Yeah. Like, I'm not saying this is like Angkor Wat by any means, but
No.
like, you know, how grand it is. Like, Angkor Wat's like known for that.
Just one of the temples kind of had a certain little like boop boop boop.
Yeah, like how it's designed definitely like has those vibes.
I think it's something to do with like making symmetrical. Like way back when they made such symmetrical, cool, intricate like buildings and structures, which you can really see here. Well, that's ginormous.
That's the Pyramid of the Moon.
When I was looking at the other one, the serpent feather god, that one looked huge, and now this one just takes it and makes it look like a pipsqueak.
Yeah, when you get closer, it for sure is obviously way bigger than it seems when you're like farther back.
Yeah. Whether you're buying the little flutes and sounds, it's really nice to have them playing right now. It just gives you a nice little feel.
It throws me off a little bit actually. She'll be like talking about something important and then all of a sudden you'll be like, oh, and I'm just like,
keep,
throwing me off.
keep your mind on the task at hand.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm like a one-track mind.
that's like echo wall or something.
Oh.
You can hear their claps like echoing off the wall.
Cool.
It's like an acoustic sound. Let me prove it to you guys. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hola! Hear it all the way over there? Now let me yell it to that side. Hola! Hear it all the way over there. Well, thanks to this wonderful acoustic sound, the priest that would be standing on the center would not need a mic or a sound system, guys.
So this pyramid right in front of us, it's actually built 7 times over. It started with a small little pyramid and then built up 7 different times to make it to what it is today.
Yeah, and there's 4 chambers and it represents the
The flower.
Teotihuacan flower, like their classic flower. So we
Yeah.
have things like flags and they have the flower. And then they also sacrificed live animals. They know this because they found like wooden cages. So that's crazy too.
A lot of sacrificing going on.
A lot of sacrificing.
But you know, you can't blame anyone because like when you believe in certain things like the underworld, this and that, and like all that, like what are you gonna do, right? It's not raining, you might as well sacrifice something.
Well, sacrifice to them is like a good thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Which
yeah.
is so crazy because again, like this obviously this is hard to wrap my mind around because in our world, obviously it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a thing. It's not common. It's not here. It's not alive.
Mm-hmm.
But it would just be such an interesting feeling to like have that in your life. And also back there, she was talking about how when they used to play a game
Oh yeah.
with the
The
ball,
rubber ball game.
and whoever, they don't know for sure, but whoever won or lost the game would get sacrificed, and that was like a good thing. Like, yeah, cool, I get sacrificed.
Yeah. Straight to the gods.
Yeah. So we're currently walking down the Dead Avenue now. She said it in Espanol, and I could not repeat it to you.
We could do muertos though.
Muertos, that was the
Dead,
last
dead.
word she said. And we're just making our way towards the Pyramid of the Sun now, which is one of the largest pyramids in the world. You can kind of see the tip of it here now. There's a lot of people selling things, so if you want some souvenirs or trinkets,
Yeah, the trade is still alive here on the street.
the trade is alive and well.
You can just imagine.
The avenue is not dead. So we are seeing the Pyramid of the Sun. The largest one in Mexico is actually Cholula Puebla. And I guess you used to be able to walk up there. I thought you still could.
There was a lot in Mexico you could walk all over, but
yeah.
it's actually good that they're trying to preserve it.
It is
now.
good that they're trying to preserve it. Now you can't. I think that's better. I think that's good because there's lots of places you can go up and grab a nice view, restaurant, skyline view, whatever. But this is like, it's the archaeological site. It's history. It should be protected, right? So that's a-okay with me. But wow.
It's massive.
We have a different view of the city. Now we can see perfectly the Temple of the Sun, the Temple of the Moon, the hill that is on its back.
So we just got handed these obsidian because she
Neat.
said that there's fake and real. And so she said to look up at the sun. You could see through it, and the sun, I don't know if you can tell in the GoPro, it's like a little orange dot.
The God in charge
Interesting.
of the great
I'll
business.
try
I don't
it.
know if this is the fake or the real. Probably the real.
And he named
All right,
it
let's
the
try.
Smoky Mirror.
No, I don't know if that. Oh, I can see it. It's a little glow, but I don't know if it's on the camera.
Any other mineral is gonna let you see the sun as that way. If you would be available to see it.
And also, the pyramids, the sun and the moon, are built after the shape of the mountains.
Yes.
Never gonna be
Oh,
able
we
to
can't
be
see them
available
much
to
right
see
now.
it.
You might have to rewind and find them. But lots of cool history on the mountains.
This one's made out of 5 layers too.
Can everybody see the scratch?
Yes. It's imposter.
Now you're gonna have to help me to pay for it. Nothing happened, guys. Nothing happened. Now look at the stone. Clearly, it's very scratched, but let me scratch it a little bit more. See the scratch?
Obsidian doesn't scratch. That's the takeaway.
That's
here.
the takeaway.
Yeah.
The scratch is still there.
Yep. Fake.
So you just have to ask the seller, hey, can I
Scratch
scratch that?
If they let you, it's gonna be very important. Yeah.
Did you guys know that leather, you can take a lighter to it, and if it's real leather, it won't burn?
Very important. Listen, don't
Yeah,
touch
yeah,
it.
that's how you know if you get something that's leather, it's real. Yeah, kind of the same thing a little bit. I have a leather wallet, so.
All right. So the first time we have free reign to roam for 20 minutes. So we're gonna go take a closer look. Oh wow, there's people even down there. I didn't think you could. I saw so many people up here. I didn't think you could go that close.
Yeah, there's a lot of people here now, so you gotta find like a free spot.
All right, here we go. I have to get as close as possible to this to just really see how big it is. And the original colors of the stucco is red. You can see it slightly right there. Man, that's breathtaking. It's crazy that they have all of the different pyramids around here. The sun, the moon, all the different gods. So we've got head protection now.
Sexy little helmet.
I was wondering because I'm like, we're eating lunch first, but everyone's got them on already.
Yeah,
So
no,
I was like, what?
Well, yeah, we're eating lunch, I think, in the cave, which is why we have the helmets on. Do we have to have these on right now?
No, you can take
Yeah.
the helmets off.
Yeah,
The helmets
like-
are for the activity.
Right,
after.
there we
She's making
go.
us look funny. Oh, it smells good in here.
¿Estás explicando?
Aw,
Brilla.
this is so cute.
Okay, you're two, right?
Yes.
1 and 2.
Y ahí tienes el 3.
Get in the corner, Shelp. Get in the corner.
Get in the corner. I'm gonna sit at the head of the table. Is that cool? I can sit here?
Yes, of course.
It smells so good. I'm so ready and excited for lunch. This is, I'm sorry, adorable.
Check it out. And the column there with the water
Oh my
fountain.
gosh, it's like eating a rock.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, it's a little different.
I've never had mezcal, but do you drink it with something or do you shoot it? What do you do with it?
Do whatever you want.
I would shoot it.
Oh!
I don't drink anymore.
I don't really drink much either, so that's interesting.
We have the leaves.
Does anybody want the line?
You said right?
Yes, please.
I'm gonna bring the other bottle.
Oh, sure. What if this disappears before she comes back? I get a full refill, right?
And I just say I didn't get one.
Woohoo. All right. Yeah, I like it, you know, maybe in a margarita or something, but shooting it up, you know, gives you a little bit of a shake.
We got the tamales. It's kind of like grainy a little bit.
Yeah,
Wonder if the other one.
very hot.
Oh, this one's like darker.
They want to put it directly on.
Oh wow, that's because it's charcoal.
Gracias. All right, another full refill.
I'll grab some of that if you don't mind. The cheese.
Woo.
Oh,
This is what Shelby has done now. Mine is a mountain. Don't look at it. It looks like the temples we just saw.
so I don't know which. This one looks like maybe the pollo. I don't think not the mole. Tamales.
Yeah, I mean, we got to figure it out because we have friends who are going to meet us there,
Love it.
but they haven't left yet. It's
Love it.
in the middle of our vacation.
It's
So,
like
trying to now.
the texture is a little bit grainy. Like you can really tell it's like maybe corn or flour, corn flour or something like that.
Yeah.
And it has really good flavor. It's seasoned really well, and the crema
Yeah.
and the salsa verde, not spicy,
So I got
which is
For a tour group, for sure.
good.
Yeah.
But it's actually like, it's delicious. Mmm.
All right, guys, I would go into it too, but we have music playing. We're just gonna enjoy this. Looks delicious.
Tell your full thoughts after.
Yeah.
We have finished lunch. That was really good. It was so nice just sitting after all that walking and chatting with everybody. I love tamales. Super good. There's music in there, so I don't know how much we're going to be able to show before this, but basically it's like a kind of steamed flour corn patty almost. And then I think one had chicken in it. The other one I don't think had anything in it. But then you top it with that sour cream crema, then the salsa verde and some cheese, and I was starving. I mowed that down. So that was really good. Now I think we're gonna go into the caves, and they said that there's some activities planned in there. I'm not sure what they'll be.
All right, we're headed in.
You already bumped your head.
Well, I gotta test out.
He's being short.
I gotta test out the hard hat.
So now we are going to have different activities in here. First, we are going to go to the astronomical cave, where I am going to show you why they call astronomical cave. Then we are going to go to the archaeological cave, where I am going to show you some of the objects and treasures that you can still find in this place. And to finish the experience, we are going to have an encounter with the underworld. We are going to enter to a cave where we are going to experience complete darkness and silence for a few seconds.
Can you guess what the astronomical cave's gonna be, Shelbs?
No.
The Fool's Gold on the roof.
Okay.
Come on. Have you been paying attention, you
Yes.
horrible student?
I just finished a nice big lunch, okay? I need a minute to like come back to life.
Okay, all right.
I was in complete bliss down there. I was like,
The tamarind beverage, the tamarind
Really
soda
good.
was really nice.
Yeah, I didn't mention that. The tamarind soda. I liked that.
Oh, one little sun ray.
Cool.
This cave where we are right now, it's called the astronomical cave. Why? This is because in many parts of Teotihuacan and also in the south part of Mexico where we have the Maya civilizations, they have found a lot of caves with a hole in the center. The hole is completely man-made, and they are going to have this type of caves to study the movement of the sun. This means that depending on the season that we are, the light of the sun is going to be reflected in different parts of the cave. For example, now that we are getting close to the last time of the year, the light is usually in this part of the cave. But if you were able to come to the cave, for example, in February or, at the beginning of February, the light will be over there. Then it starts moving. Here, for example, over there is in spring. In the spring equinox is exactly here, in the center. Then in summer is in here, autumn is in here, and now that we are getting close to the winter and the last part of the year, it's in this area. Let me see. Oh, it's not working.
Plot twist. Oh, there it goes.
Yes, and just a little bit in some parts.
Yeah.
But this is because this is raw pyrite, so it's not flat. But for example, if I put my hand, just with my hand, look on that side, just with my hand, that is more flat, it feels the light.
These cactus trees are super cool. Look, you can see like little fruits and stuff.
That was really cool in that cave, that like stream of light. Everyone took pictures and put their hands here, and when the light hits your hands, and you take a photo with like usually an
Back here.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
says usually an iPhone works, but we had an Android user work.
Yeah.
So, and then it makes like like a mark on your back.
Green
And
hands.
this girl sent the picture to the company and was like, yo, there's like a ghost or something, but no, they figured it out, and it's when you take the picture, the hands go on your back. So a lot of people just did that. But it's kind of nice because all these caves, it's not like you're in one big cave system where you're going deep down. That's what I don't like, when you're
Yeah.
like so far underground, but there are a bunch of little caves, which for me and a person with like claustrophobia, that's a win.
Here we go, Shelby. This is where your claustrophobia comes in, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Careful, careful.
Yeah, well.
Bonking your head.
What's over in this catacomb?
I can't see.
All right. This is all volcanic
Yeah.
rock in here.
Oh, this is dark.
It's all very loose.
I can't see. Oh, there we go. Oh no.
Well, stop blocking it with your
My
hand.
shadow's blocking it.
Well,
Oh goodness.
this is quite wild in here. Sheesh. They're gonna get this hard hat back with a bunch of scrapes on the top.
You'll be experiencing silence and complete darkness for this next half.
It'll be nice. It'll be nice.
You can take a seat wherever you prefer. We have some stalls or some places where you can sit down. You can take a seat wherever you prefer.
This one. This is a nice spot. All right, Shubs. Let's make the flashlight a little less insane. Oh, wow.
It's gonna be good until we turn them off. It's gonna be crazy.
You know what's gonna happen, guys? We're gonna be in here, and then all of a sudden this candle's gonna turn on magically because of the ghosts.
And we know that as humans, the mind can be the best friend of all if we have like, we can create with our mind, or also it can become the worst enemy if we are having like a lot of negative thoughts. So this is part of the that we have as humans. This is part of how we can get to know ourselves. If we really try to be in contact with ourselves, we can see how our mind is working, how our feelings is working, and that's how we can become more conscious of our thoughts, of our feelings, and then to be more in calm or be more more regulated, in peace, etc.
Take your time. Take your time.
That's nice. So let's just stay for 1 hour here. No,
Any more questions?
no, but so you can know that maybe it's not so bad. Okay?
Got it.
So now
Got it. Oh, Shelby. Uh-huh.
It's like running out of here.
Uh-huh.
Now the helmet clunks have started.
I'll just put Shelby in darkness for 7 minutes.
That was longer than 7 minutes.
That was an eternity.
That is a weird feeling. I will say that.
It is a little ooky booky.
It's a little ooky booky. Yeah, it's a little.
You don't have to define ooky booky.
I just like the words, so I like that. Oh yeah. Brightness. Really puts things into perspective of what life would be like if you lived in the dark. Like it's just. We've never been in complete darkness in a cave like that ever. That was a really cool exercise, just sitting with your mind like that. Oh my god.
I like it.
That was unique.
I couldn't imagine someone standing though. One person said they were gonna stand, and I'm like, you
I
need.
was standing. I was, like, leaning.
You need a rock.
I was leaning against the rock.
Yeah, you need a rock.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate when we have people who are interested or involved in the culture and the cultural places of Mexico. And for me, it's a pleasure to be with you and share with you all what I know about Mexico. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys, that concludes the tour. We had such a great day. It was so just fun and informative, and our group was really awesome. Shout outs to Gabby and Steph. They were also great tour guides and just were fun and explained all the questions we had. Our driver was good, just all around good vibes today. So highly recommend. Of course, we'll put all the details below if you want to book the tour. But with that being said, we have an hour drive back to Mexico City, and we're gonna just take a siesta. So make sure to stay tuned for future videos because we have lots more coming, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.